What's happening, guys? Dan Debenham here and welcome to Just the Facts Friday. It's been forever since I did a Just the Facts Friday. It seems like forever. It's been a while. It's been a while, and for that I am truly sorry. Today we're going to talk about aspect ratios. You might have noticed over the past maybe 5-10 videos that I've uploaded, they've been uploaded as either 4K or an odd aspect ratio. They look a little bit bigger on the screen, and that is absolutely true. They are a little bit bigger and they are a different aspect ratio, and there is a very good reason for that. It looks a lot better than standard 1080p, but it is actually standard 1080p. So let's jump into Premiere and let me just show you how you upload in that particular format, and how you create that and how you do it. Let's get on with it. Okay, so we're in Premiere Pro, and the first thing we want to do before we do any moving things about or putting any footage in anything is we need to create a sequence for this. Because this is not a standard sequence, we're going to create our own. So we're going to go to File, then to New, then Sequence, and then from there pick something that will allow us to put some settings in. I've picked this ARRI 1080p 23976. I'm going to go to Settings, and from there you can see that this is a vertical 16:9 aspect ratio. We're not going to touch any of this. What we are going to do is we're going to change two numbers, and that is these two numbers here, the frame size and the horizontal. So we've got the horizontal and the vertical. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that to 3840. And then we're going to change this one to 1920. Now, when I click off of it, you'll see that's now changed that from a 16:9 to a 2:1 frame size. And that is basically what we want. So we're going to click OK. And we've now got that frame size in place, and we've got that in our timeline. So that is our sequence is now a 2:1 sequence. You can see it's a different shape than what it was before, so it's a slightly wider shape. So you're gaining roughly about this much at the end of each one. So if I just drag this clip into, let's just drag this clip in here. Just drag it and drop it on, like this. We're going to keep the existing settings. We're not going to change the settings to conform to this because this is a 1080p footage, it's not 4K. 4K will fill this screen and will look exactly like it should look. So we're going to keep existing, we're going to retain existing, and now as you can see we've got this footage here. Whoa, you say, what the hell is all that black around it? Well, that is because you're at 4K and you're shooting in 1080p, so this is 1080p. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Effects, we're going to click on our clip, we're going to go to Scale, click in there, and we're just going to expand that by 200% and hit OK. Now you will lose a little bit top and bottom. As you can see, you've lost a tiny little bit top and bottom, but that just allows you to give it a bit of a reframe if you want to. So just be aware of that when you are shooting, that you will lose a tiny bit at the top and a tiny bit at the bottom. But from that point on, this is effectively a 4K timeline. So yeah, as you can see, that 2:1 aspect ratio, that does an awful lot for your video. It just makes it that little bit wider. It gives it that little bit more of a cinematic look. It means you can eliminate using those top bottom black bars, which are great. They look fantastic, they do, but you don't really need to use them anymore unless you really want to stylistically. And it stops YouTube from compressing your video down as much as it does with 1080p. It sees it as a 4K video, so ergo thinks it needs a little bit more bandwidth, so there's a little bit less compression, so it sticks it in that higher bandwidth category. Whereas with 1080p, it knows it can crunch that a little bit more, but you do lose quality from that crunching. If we bring it back down to 1080p, this, so a 1920 timeline, as you can see, we've zoomed out a little bit more, and we've got those black bars either side of us. But if we go back up, boom, there we go. If we go back up to a 2:1 ratio, you can see it's a little bit wider. You get a little bit more of the footage. It does actually fill the whole of your phone screen, so you're getting the majority of the screen used. So you're getting a lot more real estate being used with your phone, and it just looks that little bit better. So if this was useful to you, I hope it was. That's all there is to talk about. There's nothing else to say on it. It's such an easy thing to do. If it was useful to you, please do like and subscribe below. I'm always looking for more subscribers. That makes this channel grow, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!